Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So guys, I've seen some videos out there about Visix, the new Void Legendary free champion that you get after logging in for time. It's literally like you've put in half a year or something to get this champion. Maybe it's more than that actually. I think it's more than that, like 3/4 of a year. So Visix the Unbowed. I thought, you know what, I'm going to level her out to see if you should or not. And when I've gone through her kits, the immediate thing for me is this champion doesn't feel like a Void Legendary champion. It feels actually like a low tier, normal Legendary, or perhaps mid tier epic champion, because her kit is weird. So let's just start with the good stuff. She's got a very good base set of stats. 1476 defense, one of the highest, like top 5 probably. 97 speed, solid base speed. 1700 HP, really high for a defense-based champion. Which means, in terms of like a tank, she's got loads going on. So when we look at a skill set, we're trying to work out, well, where did they envision her to be played? Normally you look at a skill set and you're like, yeah, I can see that. It's going to be dragon because of this, it's poison, and she's got the decreased defense, which is going to help you on the dragon. Or you might be like, well, they've got turn meter control, they've got decreased speed, they've got, I don't know, decreased attack, that's probably spider. Yeah, so you kind of get a feel in your head based on skill sets where they should be playing. And we've got here an A1 double hitter. If you book it, 100% chance to drop turn meter. And this champion takes 10 books, which for a legendary is like on the lower side, but you kind of need the books to land the important abilities or to reduce cooldowns. So all of this does need books for her to be as effective as she should be. So 100% chance if booked to land drop turn meter, and at the same time you fill turn meter equal to whatever has been stolen. So that's pretty good for like Spider. It's pretty good for Fire Knights. It's pretty good for Faction Wars. Doesn't work in Clan Boss, doesn't work in Dragon, and it's okay, I guess, for Ice Golem. But for an A1, it's not bad. If we consider it, though, to someone like an Armiger or an Allure, you know, the turn meter manipulation is nowhere near the uncommon or nowhere near the epic. So if we then look at her A2 and we're like, okay, well, maybe this is where she was built to play. You know, A2s quite often have a lot of versatility on them. This one, attack all enemies, good. When booked out, 100% chance of placing decreased speed. I actually kind of like that. That's nice. And then places a shield on this champion equal to 20% of their max HP. So this has no relevance to how much damage you do. It's literally just takes a 20% cut of your HP and puts it on a shield on herself. What I would have loved to have seen here is a team shield. If this was a team shield, then I think she's actually pretty decent champion. But single person shield for 20% of her health, chances are, if she's got high health and she's void, she's not taking a hit anyway. Because the way AI works in this game, it focuses low HP and it focuses weak affinity. Well, Void can't be weak affinity, first. And secondly, if you're building her to place a decent shield, she's probably going to have reasonably high HP. So she's probably the last person being attacked anyway. So I would prefer to see this shield helping other people in the team, not helping her. Next one then, A3 places a provoked debuff on the target, one target, for one turn. Places 50% ally protect on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. So this is kind of like the best part of our kit. Ally protection for 2 turns on all allies on a 3-turn cooldown if you book it is solid. But you know, if we consider, have I got Skull Crusher out here? Get Skull Crusher out to show you something on his kit. So Skull Crusher, obviously he's a massively sought after epic. He's got 50% ally protection, same buff, 2 turns, same buff, 3-turn cooldown, same buff. All of it's the same. But he also gets a team counterattack and he gets unkillable on himself. Same ability, but with tons more utility and usefulness. So you kind of got your Void Legendary which is meant to be the top tier type of champion, placing a single target provoke. Provokes don't work on bosses. They won't work in faction war bosses fights. They won't work on clan boss. So all you're doing is provoking one person from like an enemy arena team, I guess, or maybe a wave. It's weak source ability. So the only good thing you get out of this is an ally protection. So when I then consider her kit pulled together, this provoke doesn't work on anything other than like PvP or waves. Single target. Decreased speed everywhere is nice. Single person shield is nice, I guess, with the ally protection. And then a bit of turn meter control. In my head, I cannot work out where she was built for. I can't really give you a definitive, yep, she works here. A little bit of Fire Knights here and here. You've got, and I guess a little bit of spiders here and here. Single person shield, no good. Single person provoke doesn't really help you anywhere. Ally protection, kind of good for clan boss. Good for keeping your team alive, but single person provoke. She's got a faction crypt aura. So I guess she's meant to be for faction crypts, but she is just not good enough in terms of her abilities. Like if I view my faction wars guide, I'll link this. I always link this in my descriptions, guys. But basically, I've got by faction different champions that do different jobs. So she is on the crowd control jobs because she's got decreased speed and because she's got single target provoke. If I'm probably put her a bit high. I'll probably put her higher than she should be, to be honest. She's on the heal protection because of that ally protect. We've already got a Captain Tamelia doing the same move in the team. Nowhere near the other Void Legendary in the group. We've got turn meter control, which is high, but she does not do it anywhere near as good as Sylar. I've probably over-egged her a bit again. Sylar's decrease speed and decrease turn meter in the same move is stronger. And she's an epic, Void epic. So I just feel like for this free Void Legendary that might eat up someone's books, I can't really work out where she's going to be strong. So what I'm going to do, maybe she's got crazy multipliers. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to build at full damage, like highest crit rate I can get in Savage Gear. See if she just hits like an absolute truck. She does have a high base defense. I'll pair her with someone like a Morsian Mage who brings increased defense and increased crit rate. And let's see if she's just like a hidden nuke that perhaps, you know, we're almost hiding behind these abilities when actually she just does a ton of damage. So we're going to try that first. And then if that doesn't work, we're going to try her out in some of the dungeons and see if we can get some sort of utility out of this free champion. Okay, guys, we've gone for like a nutty build. It's probably an unrealistic build, but we're doing it anyway just to see if there's some hidden gem here in Visix. So in terms of masteries, I have gone for my kind of full-on damage masteries. I've increased the damage if Gerptuk's around with Stoke to Fury. I've got Helm Smasher on. I've gone just full damage if I've got high health. And then we've gone for a bit more defense here. I've gone for a way to make her shields a bit bigger. And then we just come down this tree. As I say, this is not like a realistic build that you would use for her for general farming, anything like that. But I just need to see if there's something about her kit that is awesome. So we've got defense ring with defense percentage on it. We've got crit damage amulet. We've got defense banner with speed on it. And then I've gone for defense percentage boots with crit damage. I've gone for defense percentage chest with crit rates. Crit damage gloves with defense percentage. Let's whack a bit more defense on that. Spruce that baby up. Another 8%. Lovely. We've gone for speed and crit rate. Speed crit damage, speed crit damage, speed crit damage on all of the other pieces. So we eventually get 159 speed. It's not fast enough to work, guys, okay? But for what we can do today, it'll be fun. 5.7k defense is a huge number. We get to that number because she's got such a high base defense. So all those defense percentage rolls are massively scaling from this high number. We've got 44% crit rate. And I hear you say, that can't be enough. Well, we've got going to have Bad L in the lead, which gives us another 25, which takes it up to 69. And then we're going to have increased crit rate buff, from our Morsian Mage, which is going to slam us up to 99% crit rate. It's not enough, you're right, but it's close. 278 crit damage in Savage Gear. I'd be surprised if we see anyone build her to try and hit harder than this. So let's see what she does. She can play anywhere because she's Void. So we can take her anywhere. I'm going to take her to my normal testing ground because this is it's just interesting for me to get the same test for any of these big champs that I want to try out. So she comes in here. Gerptuck comes in to lay us more damage. Morsian Mage comes in to build damage for a defense-based champion. Where's my Gerptuck? Where are you, my friend? Must be in the vault. And I think this is probably the highest damage test I can put in there. A Whirlim could give me more damage if I didn't want the increased crit rate. Whirlim would give me increased crit damage, but I think this is the best we're going to get. So we just need to make sure she's the slowest. There's no way she's not the slowest because she's so damn slow. And actually, will she get a go before they do? She should do. So we get poisons out everywhere, decreased defense out everywhere. Make sure to land everywhere. Normally when I do these, one person doesn't have it on. I seem to always pick that person somehow. Poisons on me to give me more damage. Increased defense and increased crit rates here from Morsian Mage. And we're going to start with the only AoE move, which is the A2. Let's zoom out a bit. Let's see what we get here. This is as hard as she's ever going to hit. 200Ks. I tell you what, it's hard, actually. It is hard. It's similar level to like an Abyss. So that is actually pretty sneaky damage. And obviously she gives herself a bit of a shield there as well. So without all of those kind of crazy things going on, what's she going to do on her A? I'll do A3 actually. So she's going to provoke one person. It's kind of well, whatever. I don't have enough resistance. I don't have enough accuracy anyway. We get the ally protection out there. She's got tons of defense, so she's going to be able to protect that protect us pretty well. Let's cleanse that off. Thank you very much. Let's cleanse that off. Thank you very much. This team's actually kind of amazing for like team support. So we're going to do A1 here. There's no decreased defense or anything. There's no increased defense on me. Let's see what she does. Turn meter control, 20 odd Ks. It's pretty hard. Let's get the decreased defense back out. Get another turn there. Let's get the poisons back out on us. Get the buffs back out on us. And let's see what the A1 does now. So A1 against a defense-based champion. Slow it down again. Straight out 66k. So I'll tell you now, her multipliers are actually good. Her multipliers are good, which, thank the Lord, because otherwise, what is the point in this champion? So maybe that's it. Maybe she's actually a nuker in disguise. So what I'm going to do, let's just see what she does here on her A3 in terms of damage to the dragon. She didn't have enough crits, so she did 20 odd K. Would have been more like 60k with the increased crit rate up. Obviously, increased defense is massive on a defense-based champion. So, but obviously, she doesn't do some of that stuff as a default. She's going to be doing her abilities, which 120k. That's good actually. So she's going to be doing her abilities on default, which protect the team. That's what they built her to be. But maybe she's just an out-and-out damage dealer. So I'm going to change her build up a touch, not a lot, because I don't think. I think I'm on the right lines with this champion. I think she's actually going to be a high defense, high damage dealing champion if you build her. Not a high HP kind of tank, like high HP support champion. I think she's a defense damage dealer with some utility. So I'm just going to change her up so she's got enough speed to be relevant and enough accuracy. Do I need the accuracy? Yeah, I guess I do. Decreased speed and turn meter are both actually important in a kit. So I'm going to get the accuracy up, the speed up, still keep the damage in her build, and then we're going to take it for some like more realistic runs for endgame players. Right, we're going to mess around with her gear. What I've done is pumped her speed up to 218, so she's now much quicker. Kept her at 70% crit rate. She's still going to be paired with Morsian Mage, so we're going to go 70 plus the 30 buff that he brings. 226 crit damage now. Still good stats everywhere else. I've got the accuracy up so that she can actually land some of her moves. So it's still crit damage, defense, now speed. And then I've just changed some of the stats up on these pieces to give us more defense, more accuracy, but at the cost of quite a lot of crit damage. So let's try her out probably where she was meant for the most. So in terms of dungeons, I think Fire Knights is kind of where she can come in and play. So we'll keep her decreased defense. She's going to come in here as my damage dealer and some turn meter manipulation, so I can take out one of these two. And we're going to have to throw Morsian Mage in to give me those buffs. I mean, certainly what she doesn't do is keep turn meter down in the same way that an Armiger does. The reason being is because she's got too many abilities. You want to kind of A1 in all the time if she's going to do that. If she didn't have an A3 and she had a slightly stronger A1, I think she's actually like a legendary Armiger, but she just doesn't. They've put a silly A3 in. So let's see what she does on auto here. We get the decreased defense and weaken out. We get her buffs on, slow it down, and she does her A2 on auto. She's still doing 100k per smack on the waves, which is actually pretty good. We get through the waves very fast. She gets her ally protection on. It's kind of like a pointless ability, to be honest. We've got to cycle back through our abilities again. A1, 10 to 15k a pop. It's okay. Nothing crazy, though. That's the thing. It's nothing crazy. Get her buffs back on. Another 100k smack. Actually good. Decrease speed on as well, which is useful. Like, we get a provoke off here, so we can't do his ability. If that's AoE provoke, I think this champion's way more solid. 70 odd Ks there on our A2. And then this is kind of where, you think, well, she's got a double hitter, which is good. She's going to help us get through that shield. And then we get an ally protection out. It's kind of like, why? Decreased speed on, which is nice. Be interested to see what sort of damage she's done at the end of this. 70 odd K A2, I think that was. Ally protection out again. With this like shield. Double turn meter drop plus turn meter gain is nice. The turn meter gain on top of the drop is nice. If you could turn off abilities, if you could turn off her A3, or if you're doing this on manual, I think she helps a reasonable amount. But her A3 just seems so weak compared to the rest of her kit. So pointless compared to the rest of her kit. But still, I mean, a 1 minute 40 run. She's done more than Cold Heart in damage, 1.2 mil, more than Venus. She can help people in Fire Knights, I think, if you build her to be more like a damage dealer with utility. So damage dealer with accuracy. I think she can help. But the question is, like, is she worth all of that resource? Most of you probably can't put books into her. I know my free-to-play, I don't have books at all. So most of you probably cannot put books into a champion like this, which means that, you're not going to get your 100% on the chance to do stuff. So let's try here then. She's going to give us an ally protection. She's going to give us an AoE damage and AoE decreased speed. I'll build a team up and then let's try this out. Okay, so I'm kind of pulling her into a team which deliberately is not OP, deliberately doesn't have all the big hitters, just to see if somehow we can get a slow and steady run out of this team. 1 turn meter dropper here, another kind of speed manipulator here. Morsian Mage as kind of like the tank, stroke, shield set person, stroke, do some work. He's got high resistance. He's going to put the buffs out to let her do more damage. We've got turn manipulation kind of everywhere. I'm a bit worried about that Morsian Mage defense now. I've just seen it actually. So I'm just going to check if I can get his jewelry items a bit more defensive. Let's see what we've got here. HP, yeah. So he's been built to basically provide bigger shields. But I'm just going to switch that up a little bit so that he's got a chance. Actually, I ended up going the other way. What am I doing? Defense main stat. That's why it's not working. All right. Defense. Here. defense here. Give us a chance. Okay. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Full auto. I'm hoping that she's going to bring some turn meter drop for us. Some damage to keep the spiders down. Decrease speed as well, which is actually a really useful skill here. That is probably one of the best things. I've got stun set on my Diabolist. And we've got ally protection coming out for the tank. Now, interestingly, she is taking the next set of hits there when ally protection goes out because she's the only one who won't have ally protection on, which is kind of cool in a way. It gives your tank a little bit of reprieve. So I've got high resistance, high defensive stats on my Morsian Mage. We've got a very fast Armiger. She does a ton of damage, actually. Her damage is good. Her damage is actually really good. And for level 20, it's very difficult to get a team to work without an out-and-out healer in, which we don't have here, without a, like the HP burn type of strats going on. And we're giving it a good go, actually. Probably better than I thought we would. We got, what, 1 rare, 2 epics, 1 legendary free champion. He's going to die. When he dies, she's probably next, yeah. Which is definitely what you want because, I mean, she has got easily like the highest defense value. Oh no, it's spread into Armory. That's actually not bad either. So, I mean, maybe if I was using Apothecary here instead of Diabolist, maybe we just keep that Morsian Mage up for a lot longer. And obviously, I don't really have any sort of healing mechanic on anyone apart from Tayrell's in Lifesteal Gear. And he's the last person who's going to be attacked, to be honest. So, the shield that she does, obviously, is just based on her HP. I've not built her with tons of HP. So, I'll tell you what, for like one-off turn without really, the best setup in the world, it's not bad. I'm going to try the same setup, but with Apothecary in it. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to try the same setup, but with Seal of the Drakes in it, who's another free legendary champion. She's way better, by the way. She's just like so good. She's so good. But she will bring some healing here, and she'll also bring a revive as well. She'll bring like team healing. So, maybe you got to this stage. These somehow are the only 2 legendaries you've got. You've been really unlucky on your account. And then, maybe this is the team you got. So we've got AoE stun chance from Seal. We've got AoE damage from Taniks. We've got some protection from Taniks as well. We've got some turn meter drop going on with Armiger. Turn meter drop going on with Taniks. I keep saying Taniks. Is it Taniks or Visix? Maybe it's Visix. I don't know. Whatever her name is. Visix, I think. Decrease attack, decrease defense from our Tayrell. And you know what? I think this team comfortably does it, actually. I think this team comfortably wins this fight over time. Everyone's steered well, though. No one's steered badly here. And I'd be surprised if you get to this day on your account and you still cannot beat Spider 20. That's the point. When you get to this far through the game, if you're still struggling to beat Spider 20, you've probably just not played the game a lot. And, you've just not really understood gearing mechanics. Because, by this stage, I mean, I've got these guys in good gear anyway because, they're all kind of pretty endgame champions, really. But she does bring something. She brings a decreased speed. She brings a bit of turn meter. She brings the ally protection for your tank. She's okay. She's not as bad as everyone says she is, mainly because she hits hard. If she didn't hit hard, I'd be like, nah, she's living awful. But she does hit hard, which does just give her kind of that little bit more than probably what people have been saying about her. Unfortunately, Faction Wars is not open today for the right faction. But with that level of damage, she will bring something to your team. Probably more than most people give it credit for because everyone's looking at her skill set, which is pretty weak. Her skill set is fairly weak in terms of single target provoke and single person shielding. It's not good. But some of the other stuff she's doing here in terms of damage levels is actually pretty strong. So I'll let this run through. I'm pretty certain this team does win without the kind of big shield champs, without the big Cold Hearts, Royal Guards, all those type of normal ones which enable this, without the HP burns, which people don't always get. So, that's a positive. Let's try in the arena next and just see if, her going as an arena damage dealer is an option. But, for Fire Knights, brings good damage, brings decreased speed, bit of turn meter. For Spider, brings AoE decreased speed, damage, bit of turn meter. Dragon, I can't see any reason you use her in Dragon at all. And Ice Golem, she's kind of, maybe Ice Golem, she's actually pretty good. We'll try that as well. Clan Boss, there's literally zero reason you'd use her in Clan Boss, apart from if you want a second ally protection champion to pair with someone like a Skull Crusher, and it's all you've got. 2 ally protection champions are actually very strong together in Clan Boss, but for the lack of any other utility, I just can't see that anyone would use her. So we're probably, and we're sneaking our way towards the end here. She's thrown ally protection out, even though she's the target, like an idiot. She's going to come back for a bit more. This is what I mean, like Seal as a legendary. If you've got a choice between the two, all of your books go into Seal, guys. Seal is just like way better as a legendary here. She's also got decreased turn meter. Like Seal does almost everything that she's doing better, basically. Seal is top tier, whereas Visix is low tier, low. 4-minute run. I mean, yeah, kind of proves she can do something, but they're all well geared. So, if they weren't so well geared, I'd probably fail there. So let's just try Ice Golem. I'm not going to show you the waves. I'm going to show you the boss part of the fight because I think that's where she might bring some help for someone like a damage dealer here who needs ally protection. So I'm going to run this through and get it to the boss. I'll show you the start of wave 1, I guess. Decrease defense out. Nuke for 50 odd K. So we don't have our Morsian Mage in here to boost the damage this time. Probably should have bought him. So yeah, we clear the waves out pretty quick. She doesn't bring anything here like that's going to help us through that wave 2. There's no block buffs or there's no decent kind of manipulation. So not so good. Might as well just show you the whole thing. Shriek comes out. Luckily the Shriek comes out after Royal Guard does his nuke. And then we get onto the boss. So all I'm interested really here is, is there any benefit from having her abilities here? Decreased speed is obviously nice. Won't get to his hit as quick. Decreased turn meter and steal it is kind of okay. Ally protection is kind of the main thing here. So she's taking a good slug of the damage that Royal Guard would take. She's killed herself from it though. Nah. I mean, this team maybe does it, but the main thing that you kind of want it for is it's also actually one of the reasons why Miscreant Monster is considered really good here, but actually is potentially a liability because that ally protection can just get you straight out killed if it doesn't come with something else. I talked earlier about Skull Crusher. Skull Crusher brings the unkillable. So it brings the ally protection, but he also makes sure that he can't die when this big hit comes out. And, I mean, she's obviously just straight out killed herself there from doing that. So, yeah, look, I mean, there's no point showing you the end here. Let's flex my 16 energy away and go for the last spot then. So, the arena battle, is she bringing something here? Relatively reasonable level arena, I guess. She would pair very well with a Sifi because of Sifi bringing increased defense. But most people don't have a Sifi, so we're going to leave Sifi out. These two pair really well together. Like, it's about as good as it gets in terms of a combo. So we're going to go Arbiter and hope she's quick. She's pretty quick. Arbiter into a next speed booster. Not that one. I've got one a bit quicker than that. Just at the level I'm at, that speed boost is probably not going to do the do. What's my high cartoon at? 4. No. Let's go Lysandra then. I was trying to go something less legendary, but I don't want to re-gear everyone. So let's go Lysandra. Speed into speed, increased defense, and crit rate into Nuke. I don't have any decreased defense here. So that's going to make a big difference to the slam that you can do. So increase speeds, and again, increase our buffs, and then we're going to lay out some nukes with this A2. What we're going to do, 50s is average. It's average. Let's see the same team, but with a decreased defense champion in it. Single target as well, so someone like Rotus is just going to survive through that. It's very hard to make these work, so you kind of need, to make this work properly, you either need someone like a Sifi that's going to give you a speed boost into a speed boost, like this, and then a drop defense, or you need to plan to go second, I guess, because without having drop defense out there and increased defense out there, it's very difficult to win. Doomscreech is actually one of the few that can help you here. So this team, same team I just fought. Team's actually faster than my Sifi. Maybe it's a different team. Anyway, they get all their buffs off, so you're kind of planning to not win. Kind of worked out nice. Planning to not win. We've got increased defense on, but I don't have my increased crit rate on, so now I've only got 70% chance to crit. So I would have to change her build to make this the team. But let's see what she does when she crits. 75k. 75k on a crit. It's good. It's up there with most strong hitters, but not anything crazy. Decreased defense on me now means I'm going to hit. This is the other thing. Like, a lot of teams will play decreased defense champs, and as soon as you've got decreased defense on you, you're going to hit weak. Like, as in, it's dramatically going to change my number. One thing she can do, I guess, is bring in like provoke here. Make sure that it comes at one person and not your kind of other damage dealers. But yeah, in the type of build I've got right now, where I've tried to push her up as the damage dealer, decreased defense is just like a no-no, basically. It absolutely hampers you. So let's go again. A3, A2, 20s across the board. She's okay, guys. Look, overall verdict, would I build her if I wasn't a content creator based on what I've seen today? Answer's probably no, unless you are still struggling with Spider or still struggling with Faction Wars. If you don't have a Sylar for Faction Wars, she's probably the next best thing. If you don't have a Sylar or a Cold Heart, she's probably the next best thing. She hits pretty hard. She's got a bit of stuff going. She's just average to bad. She's definitely not a Void Legendary Champion. She's more like a reasonable powered epic, in my opinion, with a bit of damage behind her. So guys, Visix, would I build her if I watch this video out again? Probably not, unless you've just been so unlucky with pulls. There you go, guys. Legendary Champion, free one. Build Seal, don't build Visix. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.